Hi again. So I want to talk to you about TurnItIn. You will be using TurnItIn for writing planning assignment 3 to do your peer review in. So you'll be reading somebody else's drafts and then you'll be responding to them, at least 2 of them, and at least 2 people should be responding to your drafts as well. So by the end of this, you'll have lots of information to help you revise your report. Directions for responding are here. When you get into TurnItIn, you'll be able to see these Peermark reviews. Right now, nobody's in there, but you'll be able to click on folks and there'll be some questions that you can follow along in. You are also welcome to open up the first field report. Remember, it's linked in this assignment and in the module. You'll be able to open that up, and if you'd like to, you may submit directly into that assignment too, where you'll be able to see the rubric, which is sometimes nice to see. It doesn't hurt you to submit multiple times. I'll grade the last one that's submitted before the due date. Now, I'd like to show you some people's drafts for, technically I'm going to show you the second written report and the first. I'm going to show you a couple of different versions. All right, so what we've got here is a view inside TurnItIn. So this is the feedback studio in TurnItIn. I've set it up so that way up there at the top you can't see the student's name, but you can see the submission. And I want to point out a couple of things. Right now I've got clicked on the match overview. So this person has a 15% match overview, and you can see there's no matches in the text that we can see right now. Right here we have a citation. We can tell that this part here tells us that whatever came before us is a paraphrase. So it comes from that source, but this person has not quoted. I can tell they haven't quoted because it's not showing up in quotation marks, and also we're not seeing it on this match overview. I'm going to scroll down to where we do get a match on this particular one. We've got 2 places. We've got a little phrase here that if we click here, it's going to tell us that somebody submitted the same exact phrase to a school in California. But this probably isn't a quote. This isn't a plagiarism issue because, quote, a young man who died in battle, that's, how do you say that more simply? That phrase isn't necessarily a problem. We also see some examples where the captions come from sources. So this is going to tell us that some other site also agrees that this was made in 530 BCE, it's marble, it's so high, etc. And so again, these aren't problems. I'm not worried when they show up appropriately. I'm also going to show you an example where somebody has used source information inappropriately. Let's switch to that. Now here's a different student's report, and you can see this section here is highlighted. Let's click on the 4 here, and oh, that one just says it's submitted to another college. So we can't tell what the original said, but look how much is quoted in blue here. There's a lot that looks like it came from some other place. And so that's a red flag. That worries me. I will, when I'm grading, go check. It should worry you as well. So the phrase is an important goddess through Egyptian history associated with fertility, creation, and rebirth. Borderline there. She was known as the king's mother and protector. In the sculpture, she's wearing cow horns and a sun disk. That's 3 separate ideas that come with phrasing that looks like it's exactly the same as what was submitted. So that's a place that I have some concerns. You should make sure that you're saying that in your own words. Let's look at this other one. Let's look at number 1. And here, the number 1. This says King Menkaura is standing King Menkaura is standing to her left. He wears a crown symbolic of Upper Egypt. And when I look at the highlighted text in this preview thing, it says that that's exactly what it says at the MFA. Now, this student has cited the MFA, but what they are telling us by not putting this in quotation marks is that phrase is their own words, the student's own words, based on the information from the MFA. What the Similarity Report in TurnItIn is telling us is that that is not accurate. So this is something I would want to see changed. The 48% match preview that we can see up there, right above me, way above me at the top, is an indication too. I'm worried when you have 48% matches, and so then we'll go look at and have some concerns there. Remember, you should be using sources, you should be using source information, but it should be quoted or paraphrased, and it needs to be done correctly. We've practiced that in writing planning assignment number 2, but you can also get help from me, you can also get help from the Writing Center, you can also get help from the reference librarians. So if you haven't done citations before, or if you haven't done them recently, based on when you took an English class, you have those ways to get help. All right, I want to show you one other thing in here, and I'm going to scoop myself down here and click on the blue button. So remember the red buttons over here on the side, that is the Similarity Report. You'll be able to see that immediately when you go into this tool to use to check the Similarity Report. But I'm going to click on this right here, and that is going to show the grading that I, Rachel, have done, right, that your instructor has done on this assignment. Now, we're peeking at this person's assignment, and again, I want to point out that this person did really well and I got their permission to use their paper. But I want to show you a couple of things in the grading just so you know when it comes along. First, I'm going to skip down to here, and this is the rubric, and I'm going to move me out of the way. This is the rubric, and it shows you I've got like a little slide bar to give the grades. I can obviously change this, which we don't want to do, but you and your view will be slightly different because of that. But you'll be able to see what it says. So here it says the submission, here's what the submission is, and here are the different categories that you could score points at. So you could get a proficient, which is great. You could get an acceptable, etc. The other thing that I do, though, is I highlight sections of text. So everything highlighted in green means you're in great shape. So we want lots of green. Everything highlighted in green says you've done something correctly, and I often put in these little auto-grady things. So when I click on this, it'll say you've accurately identified the style. This little thing here tells us that that's part of style. That first paragraph is style. This one here down here, if we click on it, it tells us that's part of physical properties. If we see, let's see if I can find one. If we see a little speech bubble like this one, it means there's more that I'm telling you. So this one, I'm asking the person, can you tell us more? This is the auto comment, it's general. And then down here, I'm saying, you forgot to tell us about the form. Lots of people forget to talk about form for the physical properties paragraph. You can see that this one's not highlighting any particular part of the text. Up here, the student did well. They identified the size and the general form, and then I was just looking for a more specific part of that. You also see red and yellow. Red means there's a problem in something, so this part, the person put it in the wrong paragraph. This part here in yellow, the person, I don't know, let's see, let's click on this and find out. So this was a visual structure paragraph, but it looks like this person was saying something that I wasn't quite sure about. So yellow means either you're kinda not right, kinda right, it's kinda in between, or it's got a complication. So like, well, that's sometimes right, but here's the issue. So I'll try to give you a little explanation of that. I give you, so fair warning, I give you a lot of comments. So when you submit planning writing assignment number 3, you're not going to get much feedback from me. You're going to get feedback from your colleagues, your classmates. But when you submit the written reports, I'm going to give you lots of feedback. And the reason is I want you to understand this stuff, and you will eventually write 3 reports. I want each one to be better. One last thing before I sign off, and that is ask for help. So writing the reports is, the idea is that you're combining a lot of your knowledge from class, and you're putting it in writing, and you're adding these images, and you're using sources, and you've got it all kind of combined together. It's a big challenge, and particularly for those of you who are not as comfortable with writing, or not as comfortable, you're not sure you know the content as well, it can be a real challenge. And so you all can do this. You all can do really well on this assignment, but it's going to take some work, and you may want to ask for help on some of that work. I used to make students come meet with me, and it's still a really valuable thing to do. If you talk to me about your report, or even just the part of it that's concerning you, often we just find a way to make you have the confidence to say what you already know. So don't hesitate to stop by my office, call, or we can email. Thanks.